Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a while since I uploaded new content for you guys, but I am back with lots of new ideas and a brand new upload schedule where I hope to be uploading a shorter style video on Wednesdays and a longer tutorial style video on Saturdays. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Laura and I am the illustrator and creator behind Laura Jane Illustrations on Instagram, where I aim to create content that helps you feel good about yourself. So, because it's been a while since I uploaded here, a lot has changed in terms of content creation on social media. So today, to kick things off, I thought it was only fair that we dive into the newest type of content that is kind of the thing that we're all talking about, all thinking about, and all trying to create interesting versions of, and that is Instagram Reels. So I thought I would share 5 very simple and quick tips to help you create creative reels that will be in line with your personal brand or your style of content, but still kind of catch people's engagement and interest. So tip number 1 is to repurpose content where you can. Reels are only 60 seconds. It is great to create content that is specifically for your reels, but remember that you don't have to, and you probably already have a lot of content available to you that you can repurpose into reels. For example, if you're on TikTok, you can definitely reshare your TikToks to Instagram. Another great tip for repurposing content, and I have to give a shout out to Rachel Emma Waring for this one because she shared this tip with me during an Instagram live, and that is to reuse your stories from Instagram. So Instagram has an archive for all of the stories that you've already posted, and you can access this from your account settings from your main profile page, and you can save any of the stories that you've already shared on Instagram stories to your camera roll, which gives you so much footage to create reels from, so you don't have to spend hours sitting in front of a camera trying to come up with creative content when you probably already have so much that you shared on your stories that would be perfect for reels. Tip number 2 is to add some voiceovers. So this has completely changed my reel game recently because a lot of the content that I shared on Laura Jane Illustrations before reels and video content really took over Instagram were quote illustrations, which are great as static posts but didn't really have a place on reels. So a really quick way that I've managed to repurpose some of the content that I already have on my grid is to use a post that I've already shared as a static post and layer some music over it and then add a voiceover where I either read the quote or share some tips or information around the same idea of what's already on the quote. You don't have to do this with quotes either. You could do it for styling tips if you're a fashion creator, or beauty tips if you're a beauty creator, but there is absolutely no reason why you can't take static content that you've already created and make it into a video content by adding some music and some voiceovers. Tip number 3 is time lapses. If you are someone who has a lot of a process behind what you share on Instagram, a time lapse will be your best friend for reels. Just pop your phone up in the corner of your room or set up a little tripod and turn on a time lapse to record you working, or maybe packing orders for your small business, or getting ready if you're a beauty or fashion creator. And keeping all those time lapses on your camera roll just creates this huge bank of content that you can dip into when you want to create a reel. Tip number 4 is to show your process. When I started thinking about reels more like stories, it kind of helped me open my mind to what I can put there. You could take short little 3-second clips throughout your day and then edit them together to create almost like a little mini vlog. Reels are a great way to bring your audience in behind your process and your business or what you're creating, and it's super short and easy to consume as well. And finally, tip number 5 is to try different angles when you're recording. I love a flat lay angle for recording time lapses or draw with me videos, but I've also found mixing up the angles that I take my time lapses from, or just my videos in general, helps make my reels a little bit more interesting. You don't want to have everything shot from the same angle or with the same background, because people are going to get a little bit bored of it and they'll just scroll past it when it pops up on their feed. Varying the angles that you take your videos from, mixing up the type of video that you put in there, means that when it pops up on someone's feed when they're scrolling, they're going to stop to have a look at it because it's not the same as what you're sharing all of the time. So those are 5 very simple tips on how you can be more creative when creating reels. As I said, they're just very basic tips. Maybe they're nothing new for you, but sometimes it's easier to start simple than to try and think too complicated, especially when it comes to reels, because you're working with such a short space of time. I hope that you found these tips helpful. If you did, make sure you give this video a like. And if you have any questions about how I create reels or reels that you've seen on my Instagram, then again, make sure you leave them down below and I'll try my best to answer them for you. And that's all from me today. I will see you again soon.